Hello, everybody. Hi. I was bored, so I thought I would kind of come and stream. I'm also kind of fighting off being really little right now because I'm alone, and it's not good to be little and alone for me. Kitty, stop pushing my computer. We have a snitch. Kitty. Say hi to the people. Say hello. Goofball. Kitty has been very clingy. Like the last several days, he's been like super duper clingy. Normally he'll like chill out in the bedroom or on his bed or something. Like he has his bed right here. Where do you see that minion blanket right there? That's his. That's his bed. And he usually hangs out in it like a lot during the day when I'm in here, but nope. He must be by me at all times. And it's a little frustrating because he's just super clingy. Hi CJ, welcome in. I am incredibly bored today because I am home by myself and I really want to be little, but at the same time, nobody's home. And that could kind of mean I totally bab out, but at the same time, I don't want to totally get myself into the bab mindset if daddy's not going to be up to it tonight. So, yeah. Well, my battery is dead. I got like one last hit out of it. All right, let me sit up for a minute. We went nuts yesterday, guys. So, we decided that it was time to clean up after Christmas and whatnot. And me and Zelly, love the hair. Thank you, Justin. It's so like you guys can't see it very well, but you can kind of see the blonde. It's like, especially in this spot, it's completely showing through. Hey, Troy. Hey, you got a picture, I see. I've seen that picture before. Anyway, so we went crazy yesterday, and after I got off with you guys, we cleaned like mad. So Zelly was cleaning the kitchen. I was out here cleaning up everything, and then Daddy came home from work and got right into it. And we literally completely cleaned our living room. It doesn't look like it at the moment because Daddy brought all his laundry out here to fold. So there's like a pile of laundry and some baskets and stuff. But other than that, like we we Swiffered, both dry and wet, and swept and organized like everything in here. Completely like clean, guys. I mean, you've seen my living room a bit, but look at this. The only thing that is out of its place is that laundry right there. We completely cleaned and it's so nice. Hello, Justin. But that's kind of left me at this point. I was really exhausted yesterday and I really am feeling extremely little today, and it's all I can do to not just like I keep catching myself like totally sitting here just cooing at the light or cooing at the fan and talking like completely little. Like I know that if I regress at all, it's going to be boom little, and very teething oriented today. Things like that. Everything's going in my mouth. I'm chewing on everything, which is partly sensory, partly little. And I'm actually looking into some different sensory toys. Like one of my biggest stems is chewing, and so I need some more things to chew on. And I am really funny about the chewing toys I use because I have an extremely strong gag reflex. So with the watermelon that you guys saw, I can only chew like the corner of it back here. If it hits my tongue at all, I just start gagging. So I need stuff that's like narrow and thin and really flexible so it's not like completely like doing any tongue depressing whatsoever. The funny thing is like I can suck a binky just fine and not gag for the most part. But like anytime I'm chewing something, I tend to gag a bit. And that's just from really strong gag reflexes that have been developed through all this crazy hospital stuff. But I am super duper excited today because yesterday I've got to order a couple of different things. First, it was payday. Daddy got paid early, which was really cool. So I was able to order my diapers, and I am so thankful to the guy over at Cushy Tushies. I am so thankful that he started supplying some XLs, at least in the Rebels. Like, he started carrying the XLs, and I'm so happy because those fit me really well, and they look awesome. And I'm in love with them right now because Tykables has not had my sizing in a long, long time, so I'm super excited to have found someone that's carrying XLs consistently, and they seem to all have a lot better rears in general doesn't seem to have as many supply issues, which is both good and bad. I love the guy that runs the US Cushy Tushy's rears distribution site, but I don't like the person who originally owned rears. Hey, Ricky! But I've been like, since that guy switched that he's like, I've got discount codes that I can use and things like that, and I'm super duper excited. I'm gonna be doing a review on the Rebels probably this coming Friday. Just because I've had a lot going on with the holidays, I did not get the video up that I recorded, but I'm going to record the Rebels review, especially because now I've ordered them again and I want to talk about them a lot. You know, they are really good. I'm surprised that I actually like them as much as I do. But that being said, number one, they're very gender neutral, leaning more toward male. But there's a lot of things I really like about them, and I'll talk about that in my review more so. But yeah, other than that, I was able to order my Christmas presents because, as you all know, I got a gift card for Christmas to order some art supplies. And I'm thinking I may have been a little bit not smart with my order, but that's okay. Because I kind of want to, I really am working on what I want to settle with because what art supplies. So I am trying out some watercolors. I've tried really simple student grade watercolors that are really cheap and not great. And I love watercolors, so I wanted to go to the next level. And I bought a set that's not technically it's not technically a student grade, but it's a decent enough set to try out. So I'm going to try that, see how I like it, so that I can save up in the future. And I also bought a set of markers. Now, these are alcohol-based markers. They're not refillable or anything like that, but there's 48 of them, and I just wanted to try them because they're kind of like a Copic dupe. Um, but I wanted to just try them because I'm looking at possibly saving up for the set of 96 markers that cost $200 from this art supply store that I love online. It's called dickblick.com. They have their own line of pretty much any art supply you could ask for. And I really want to try them because theirs are basically Copics without being a Copic. So I really want to try them really bad. But I didn't want to, like, for $50, I could have gotten 24 of them. Or for I think my set ended up being like 35 or something like that for the ones I got on Amazon, and I'm gonna try those out just because I love my chameleon pens, but at the same time, sometimes I just want to use a different pen and I want to have the mix between the two. Plus, chameleon does not have a couple of the colors that are like my primary colors that I use, like Prussian blue, and there's a green and things like that. So it's like I need those colors in other markers, and I like to kind of try out different things. Plus, with trying to start the art channel, if I do that, then then I can have something to do. But that's something I kind of want to ask you guys about, and I'm going to do a video on that probably soon because it is the new year. I'm talking about either Back in Diapers is going to be more of a, in general, AB art, craft, diaper, AB stuff channel, or it's going to stick to its typical incontinence, diaper life, all that, and I'll have a separate channel for my like crafty side of things. There's also the thought that maybe I'd do an AB channel down the line, but I think that could be kind of involved in the second channel. So not totally sure, but I'll definitely. Your cold is better. That is awesome. I'm so glad to hear that, Troy. I almost called you Jack because I'm watching Once Upon a Time season 7, and the episode has been a lot about Jack and the Beanstalk. So I am watching that. So I almost called you Jack. But That's good to hear. I am not feeling all that great today, but that's because I ate chicken and I drank soda with corn syrup. So I kinda shot myself in the foot last night, but I'm okay. I'm just bored, and I'm really kinda, like, seeking stimulation at the moment, but, like, it's the more and more I think about myself, guys, the more and more I'm pretty sure I have some autism going on. The more and more I think about it, the more and more I realize what things I do and the way I think and stuff, like, you know, I have some pretty interesting aversions that are weird. Not aversions necessarily, but I'm really picky about, like, what I drink out of. Like, it has to be number 1, it cannot be glass. I hate drinking out of glass unless it's like an alcohol bottle, and then I only drink out of the bottle, but I hate drinking out of glass. Like, Andrew brought me a glass of soda the other day, and or no, he brought me a on Christmas Day, he gave us a drink. I had a hard apple cider, and he poured it into a cup, no wine glass, and it drove me crazy the whole time to the point I'm like, "Hun, next time I ask for a drink or you bring me a drink, don't put it in something different. Like, and if you're gonna do that, put it in a freaking plastic cup because I can't handle drinking out of glass cups." And when it comes to like, there's just a lot of things like that, and I need to get tested and seen, but I don't have the money right now. Even though I know that it would help my disability case. If I were to be diagnosed with something, it would help my disability case. But you were super social earlier and you're paying for it now. Yeah, I get that. That is why I am not upset about the fact that I am alone most of the time and at home, because it's like I have the exact level of stimulation that I need, and I'm not in everybody's faces. Like, having them Andrew and Zelly off for Christmas was just like, yeah, because it was so overstimulating. It was just like constant input, just constant. Andrew was flying his drones and his drone and his helicopter, and everybody was it was just like duh. And it's only two other people, guys. But when they're home all day for several days in a row, it's so hard for me. So hard for me because there's a lot of sensory input. Either the TV's constantly going, they're playing with, like Andrew's been playing with his drones a lot, which I don't mind. The thing I mind the most about the drones is that it drives my cat crazy. And he's terrified of them. But when they're home all the time, it takes a lot of energy out of me. And they don't understand it as much. Like Zelly kind of does, but Andrew just kind of is more like, well, whatever. He doesn't get that. He doesn't understand. Like, he himself he has ADD and probably some autistic traits. I'm pretty much, me and him are definitely, there's some sort of spectrum disorder going on there. Um, but he is a simulation seeker so bad. Everything has to be stimulating to him. He has to be making noise, he has to be clicking, he has to be doing this, and it's just like, it drives me bonkers. Whereas me, I'm like, okay, let's do things that I can do that aren't gonna make crazy noises, that aren't gonna be repetitive, clicky noises and things like that. Like, I am much more of for the most part, I want to deprive sensory input. But it is difficult being the rare extroverted autistic person. Yeah, I can understand that. You finished your diamond painting, that is so cool. I've looked at that stuff. I can't I don't know. I'd have to see if I liked it, but I have like a cut right there. But yeah, so it's good. Okay, let me go grab my battery. Being around too many people is tough to stop, even if I am craving the company. Yeah. Yeah, I understand that. 1 second, I will be right back. And I'm in just a shirt and a diaper today. Alright. And once again, Zelly will probably get home very soon because she was playing D&D between noon and 4, which it's 4 now. I'll pay for it later. That's cool, Bink. And yeah, I have just been, I had pants on last night, and I think I put them on this morning, but I took them off when I went to the bathroom. But yeah. Oh, so yesterday, these bottles are incredibly hard to clean because bottle brushes just don't reach. Like, in order to be able to hold onto the handle and clean the bottle, my bottle brush comes literally up to here, and I can't reach and hold the handle and clean it very well. So yesterday, I had in my Amazon cart a 15-inch bottle brush. They aren't available for the 15-inch ones right now, so I got a 12.5-inch one, which 12.5 inches comes about here, so it should be enough to hold the thing and clean my bottle, which will be really nice because this thing is seriously like the best thing for me. Like, having this bottle, number one, it helps me drink water. Number two, I'm not having like aversions to my cups like I was. I can use this and I'm happy and content. And I have another one that is a 24-ounce one that has like a lid and it's a wide one, which I actually like too, but not as much as this one. I actually really need to get another one of these very soon because these are fantastic. And I absolutely love them. And they're like, I will forever use them. You're ice fishing with your daddy. Ooh, I would love to do the winter stuff. Like, I would love to. Right now, I mean, no snow in Kansas at the moment, at least in this area of Kansas. No snow. It's been pretty chilly, but not snow. And that I don't miss. But because of my snow allergy and things like that, I can be outside in the snow for about 5-10 minutes. Other than that, I can't be outside in the cold that long. I played D&D back in the late 70s. Order your bottle brushes from a brewing supply. Huh. There's a lot of them on Amazon, and we were ordering on Amazon anyway, so I'm like, oh, Daddy, can we pull the plug on this? And he's like, yes, go ahead. So I think I got a set of 2 of them, a green and a orange or something like that. I don't know. But they're silicone. So that's really cool. Silicone's really good at cleaning stuff like that. And it's really the main thing that needs to be done is the debris needs, like, on the bottom of this bottle, right? Because it's got a raised area right here. And this area on the bottom, actually, when I'm drinking my coconut water and stuff, it collects debris because it is slightly textured down there. So I have to be able to get that clean, and the bottles just don't reach far enough, or the brushes don't reach far enough. So I'm going to try this silicone brush. If that doesn't work, then I have another type that I'm going to check out. But it should work. That's my hope. And I really wanted silicone because it's a lot less likely to get moldy and nasty and gross like the sponges can get. So, or the sponges or brushes can get pretty nasty. I have replaced those at least twice a year. It's hard to keep those in decent shape. So hopefully these ones will work, fingers crossed. But so I'm waiting for those. Those should be here, I think, tomorrow. Well, those were going to arrive, and then everything else is going to arrive the 2nd and the 3rd, which I'm super excited. I'm so excited. I'm actually waiting for my art supplies to do 2 different projects. I'm waiting to do my 3D project with the Lilo, or not Lilo, with Milo and Stitch. And I'm also waiting to color in my reference image. And I'm waiting for that because one of the main colors that I use in my character is Prussian blue or navy blue, however you want to say it. And the name for it is Prussian blue, but it's a navy basically. And it's really, really cool. So I'm waiting for those to come in so I can finish up a couple of projects, which is awesome. All right, CJ, see you later. Have an awesome afternoon. I guess at this point it's an awesome evening. I did not wake up till almost 1 o'clock. So I also didn't get to sleep until after 4 o'clock. My sleep schedule has completely been thrown off since this whole hospital thing. Like, it is just completely off, and it's annoying as heck. Yeah, you nod away, Jimmy. Part of that is because I kept forgetting my Lexapro in the morning, and um, so I started taking it at night again, and I need to switch back to that because if I'm not, the Lexapro kind of is an upper a little bit, and so taking that at night makes me. You played freezing cold golf and it sucked. Yeah, I bet. Something I've been thinking about a lot lately is I have not been able, since the whole seizure thing has happened, since I've been on this medication now, my weight has steadily gained. And no matter, like, guys, I barely eat sometimes and I don't lose weight ever. It's so annoying. So I know that it's probably medication related because in the last year I've gone from I've gained like 50 pounds in the last probably year to 2 years, and I'm tired of it. I am so sick of it. So I want to lose weight again. And I think that the medications are doing that. And that's why I'm like, I really need to get on the CBD oil so that I can see if I can wean myself off this stupid antidepressant, get off the medication for it. I don't mind the sleeping medication as much, but it's possible that CBD will help that as well. And like if I could get off the antidepressant and go to CBD oil, like that would make my day. It would just make me so happy because I would be able to, and I'm never going to be able to like work out and exercise. I would love to get back into physical therapy again because I know that helped out a lot. Since I've stopped physical therapy is when I actually started gaining the weight. So I would love to be able to do some things that will help that. Getting some exercise in me because I'm not eating that much food. I probably eat like 1,500 calories at most. Yeah. Well, I already know that CBD oil is going to help me. Jimmy, shh. You didn't hear her. Sorry. Hi, Adam. Shh. I know that unless she's being dropped off and he hears her, he is being like, he's acting like somebody's home. But we already know that I did really well. I had one sample dose of a CBD oil derived from hemp and stuff that the guy that runs our shop in town gave me. He gave me a day dose, and he was basically like, drink it all at once, drink it throughout the day, however you want to do it. I actually kind of sipped it throughout the day, and did about half of a water bottle of it. And for the first time in years, I went to an event. I went to our block party for that one of our bars runs every year. It's the family sandbar block party. And for the first time ever, I was in a crowd without being completely overstimulated and anxious. And I ended up having to leave, but it was because of my body, not because of my anxiety and overstimulation. And that was huge for me. It might not help the chronic pain issues as much. There are other things that I am going to eventually start doing to help that. I have some oils that Zelly's mother gave her for me that I really need to solidly try. I need to do that every day. And this new year, starting in the new year, I'm really going to focus on that. And I'm really going to, because Andrew wants to quit the nicotine. First, quit the nicotine, then we'll quit the e-cig altogether. He wants to have this done and out by the end of summer. So by like July, actually, he wants it done. I'm suggesting to him that we do the CBD with this for a while to see how that works. See if we can get me stabilized and get off these medications would be my end goal. I don't like being on medications at all. And I understand pain medications and sleeping medications are needed, and allergy medications, I'm never going to get away from those, and asthma medications. I just want to get off of the antidepressants because it's not good for me at all. And I really would rather be doing something completely natural like CBD oil. But yeah, so I'm also really stuffy and congested because we stirred up a crap ton of dust in here. In-laws were not that great at dusting things, so there's a lot of dust in this house that we still haven't gotten up because I can't do a lot of the dusting. Because me and Zelly are it's hard for us because we are so allergic to dust, and that makes it really bad. So Andrew has to do most of it. But it was really nice because he hates cleaning up. He hates like the picking up of the room. So when we did that yesterday, he hopped right in and was like, "We're vacuuming and we're mopping and we're doing this and all this," and we did the kitchen and the living room, and they look fantastic. And we actually got a lot of like I have to clean my room and clean my sewing room hopefully this week because I'm going to be starting back to sewing here very soon as much as I can. I got a couple of repairs to do. We're going to get my shop back up and running and stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes. But I do have an order I got, which is fantastic, from a recommendation from a customer I had a while ago, which is really cool. And so that's going to help out a bit. And I've got to fix that order. I took a look at that and I'm like, I don't know how I did this backwards. How did I miss that? And I think it's just that it was just a weird, I don't know, it was weird. But it's definitely backwards. So I have to fix that this week. And I'm going to be making a bunch of like different rice warmers and things like that. Are you going to see your brother? Okay, guys. Let's see this. See, there's the kitty sitting by his birdie buddy. He loves these ottomans. Like we have these two ottomans. There's one over here. There's a brown one over there. And he loves to just sit on them. Like he chooses that over his bed right now, and I don't know why. Every person is unique. Don't ever think you're weird or strange because of who you are, because you were created that way so they can all learn from one another and learn to be loving. I agree. By the way, hello, Skip. I haven't talked to you in a while. By the way, guys, those of you who are interested, definitely, I still have the Discord group. If anybody wants an invite, please hit me up. I'll post the link here. Again, it does not. The link is only good for one day. That I'm posting right now, but I'll find a link at some point. I'll get a link that's permanent here before too long. But there's a link to our Discord where we can hang out and talk. So currently, there's only 4 of us in there. But those of you who want in or back in, because I know Troy, you left, and I'm not sure if you meant to or what. But either way, if you all are welcome. We can chat there as well throughout the day, not just on streams. And it's a really fun way to just connect. I figured you've been busy, Skip. We have too, really. That's why I haven't live streamed much. I'm still dealing with the pain quite a bit. Yesterday, I was miserable because we cleaned for so long, and I just was done, and the pain got really bad. And my plantar fasciitis is one of the worst things when it comes to cleaning and being on my feet. That is the thing that usually gets me off my feet first. Is either my back is spasming or my feet are killing me. And yesterday it was the feet, and my ovary started really, really hurting, and I was like, I'm done. I got to be done. And literally the only thing we had left to do was Andrew was going to wet Swiffer the whole living room floor. And then he was like, well, I'm not going to do under the couch today because that's just a whole nother task. And then he looked under the couch and he got out his dust mop and pulled everything out from under the couch. And that he was trying to get me to do it. And I'm like, honey, I can't. Like, I can't. I have been at this for at that point, I had been at it for about 3 to 4 hours. And I was just like, I'm done. I can't move. My feet hurt. My back hurts. My ovary hurts. Everything hurts. So I sat down and I took some meds and ended up, we went to see the cat. Andrew ordered pizza for dinner, which was really yummy. Oh, we had Sarpino's pizza and it was so good. So that was fun. Come on, February. Hopefully that would be nice if it calms down for you. February is going to be, we'll see, it could turn out to be an interesting month. Yeah. Yeah, February could be, I mean, I'm okay. At this point, like, I don't feel really that bad anymore. I am just in pain, and I'm pushing through the pain as much as possible. I've been doing really good with not overdoing it, and then at night when I'm really past that point of, okay, I can't really function anymore because of the pain, then I'll take my pain pills. The ibuprofen and stuff I can take throughout the day, but the actual, like, narcotic pain medication, I'm down to 3, and, so it's literally 3 doses left. Kitty toys under the couch? No, it was not kitty toys. My cat is not crazy like that. He tends to keep his toys in his spot. And because he really only plays when I play with him. Right now, he's sitting here staring at the bird, and the bird's staring at him, and they're having like a little moment, which is cute. I love this because I know Snitch is not going to go after him. You know, he's not going to try and knock down his cage or anything. Like, he'll get up to the cage and sniff it, but that's all he will do. But mostly, he just wants to sit on the nice, comfy blankie and stare at me. But no, Snitch does not get his toys everywhere. I mean, he's 9 years old, so he's not a young cat anymore. But he only plays if I play with him, really. Once in a while, I'll see him over there playing on his scratching post and like batting a toy around for like 5 seconds. There's a toy that I want to get him though. We've been taking care of my brother-in-law's cat this week because he's out of town, and he has this toy. It's basically like a little fishing rod type thing, but it has like a telescoping arm, and then it has a fishing line that hooks onto different toys. And he has this one feather toy that literally mimics a bird. Like, the way it goes through the air and stuff. It was actually mostly my socks and then garbage that got stuck under there. I've been looking for I'm not much of You're in the mean chat on Discord or main chat? Oh, look at that. There you are. Hey, all the peoples. That's good to see. I'm so glad you guys are joining it. I can definitely I'll be starting putting roles on more soon, but for now it's kind of administrators and everybody else. But yeah, so I'm happy to see you all there. I hang out on Discord a lot for the most part. I have not been so much lately, because there's just been a lot of stimulation and stuff, so I haven't really focused on Discord much lately. But yeah, so I don't know. I want to draw right now, but at the same time, I don't. I really want. I want to work on my projects, and I really think I've been researching a lot of like different artists and things like that, and I'm really wanting to nail down the main things I need to work on in my drawings are things like hands and feet. Feet, I'm not so horrible at. Hands, I am terrible at. Which, having an anime style is nice because you can do a little less realistic, you know. But I want to get to the point because I'm not to this point yet. In my artwork, I do really well with a body pose when I look at a reference. But I want to be able to say, I want this character doing this or this or this, and be able to just draw the body that way. It takes a lot of practice. I am a really bad when it comes to just sketching and just practicing. Like, I will sit down and do an artwork, but I need to just sit and sketch. And that's one of the things I'm going to really focus on this coming year is just sitting and sketching things. Um, the chat is different than this one in that we can always, like, you can be on it at any point. There is video live streaming capabilities on there, like video chatting capabilities. There's voice chat, and then there's text chat. And then that text chat is just a little more all the time. Like, you can be in there at any point you want. I'm pretty much always on Discord because my computer is on, therefore Discord is on. I'm not necessarily paying attention to it at all times, but that way we can talk more on a regular basis than just in the live streams. And that way, like if you guys have questions you want to ask each other or something like that, we can interact more on a and get to know each other a little bit better on that. And it's a really fun that's fine. The other thing, Ricky, is that if there's people in voice chat, you can hop in and listen without talking. You know, you can either type your responses to people, or you can just listen. You know, we have a lot of people that do that. Like with my other group that I'm in, we for a while we did like video chats, and we'd have some that would be on the video chat, but not everybody would have video turned on. So like I would have video on, they could see me, but they wouldn't have it on, and we couldn't see them, but they could still interact and talk. Yeah, it's just a matter. That's the one thing about Discord is there's so many options for it, and it's a really nice way of chatting on a more regular basis. I am not always in voice chat either. Um, that's the other thing. Like I'm not in voice chat and video chat all the time, but I'm almost always available to type. Ricky, yes. That is a huge thing for me. Because I am home alone, I don't know anybody in Kansas really outside of a very few people. Like we have our buddy Jerry, we have brother-in-law, we have a couple of like distant friends. Like I have people I met at work that I know and that I would consider friends, but I don't really see them much. So being in online communities is huge for me. And it's how I am that's where most of my friendships are, is through online. I've met a few of them in person at this point. Like my buddy Morello, we've met in person and he is great and I love him to death. I want him to come visit again soon. I miss him. But it's like you can be friends with people now without having to meet in person. And that's good for those of us who have autism and social anxiety type things. Is like it's easier to do a voice chat than to be face to face with someone. Yeah, it's really interesting. Kind of a community where you can be friends and stuff. Yep, that's pretty much it. Used to have a hand sketch practice, pages and pages of hands. Yes, David, Adam. Why did I just call you David? I don't know. I would like to do that. I'm like I said, really bad about just sitting and sketching. So this year I want to get next time I buy a sketchbook. I was reading Skip's comment where my big thing is I'm verbal and your dyslexia causes you to have problems writing. Yes, I understand that. I have a problem with a lot of times when I speak, I reverse all my words. Like the other day, I said, I can't do this because it'll throw my joint out of hip. And I'm constantly mixing up words like that. Yeah. I thought your hearing aid had died. We know that I need hearing aids, we think. I have a very interesting hearing issues. Like I can pick up on these little sounds. Like I could pick up. Sometimes it drives me crazy because I can hear my bathtub dripping from out here. Oh yeah, you can learn it. It's easy, especially when you just like I said in my Discord. It's like right now we only have the two rooms. We have the general chat and then we have like pictures. And right now we only have one voice channel. If it becomes a need, I can create other voice channels so that if people want to have two separate conversations, it can be done. So, but right now we don't need more than one. I always put this over here so I can see it. Well, when I'm looking at things, I can see it, but I know it's right in hand's reach. But yeah, Discord is pretty easy to learn. I think it's a lot easier to learn than some of the other chat. Like I used to use TeamSpeak all the time, and TeamSpeak was harder to learn than Discord. But there's a lot of stuff you can work with Discord. The biggest problem with Discord is being able to set up the microphone if there's issues, or the headphones or something. Like that's the hardest thing to do because it's really hard to explain. Okay, you go to do this, 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 and this if you can't speak it. You know, but because like if I were to walk you through something, I'd have to go look it up and then I'd have to type it and I have to go back and do it again so I could type the next step. Yeah. But that being said, pretty much it's easy if you just plug in a set of headphones. That's pretty easy. When it comes to like other headsets and other mics, it's a little bit harder. But Discord is pretty fun, and it's like I said, guys, that's the reason I set up the picture one is so that we can share pictures. I don't think anything's in there yet. Nope. But that way we can share pictures. We can, if you have quick questions that you want to ask me, I can always answer them through there. Things like that. It's pretty cool. And there may be times where it's like, I don't know, we might do like private streams or something like that. I don't know. Not that my streams are big enough to need that, but that way if you guys ever had a question and wanted to video with me or wanted to talk to me by myself, you can do it. Yeah, see, I love to write, or at least I used to. And I can just sit down and type away. I don't really, if it's not going to be seen by other people, I don't give a shit how it looks. But oh, autocorrect is hilarious. Or is it predictive texting? I don't know. Is interesting. Voice to speak is hilarious. Some of the things that like when you talk to Siri and the some of the things that she thinks you say are hilarious. But I used to be a huge writer. When I was little, we were homeschooled, and the program we used for our spelling, at the end of every week, it had us write a journal entry, uh, or a letter or something using the spelling words that we have come up with or that we learned that week. And I was the kid that every single week, Mom, can I write a story instead of a letter? And I actually had a little book that was basically like every couple pages it had like a space for a picture or something, and I would literally take that and write a story about it. Oftentimes it did follow along the lines of what we had to do the letter or journal entry on, because that was one of the rules, and I'm like, well, if you do that you have to use the spelling words. So I would draw a little picture. I still have it somewhere in my storage stuff because my sister finally sent it to me. Is this book I did of stories, and my mom has a bunch of them. I would take a paper and I'd write out the story and then I'd draw an illustration to go with it, and I did that for so long. And then I ended up, when I was in like high school, like junior high, no, middle school to high school, I was constantly writing different stories. I was actually writing a story, because my grandfather on my father's side, who recently passed away, which is not a big deal. He was a very, very, very nasty guy. And I'll get into that maybe another day. But he taught us. He was a Braille transcriber, and I was fascinated by that. And I actually was going into Braille transcribing. He was literally teaching me Braille transcribing. And I ended up having to stop because I was having wrist issues really bad. Oh, okay. Go get those chickens taken care of. But I wrote a story about a little boy who went blind and ended up going to the Perkins School for the Blind. And I literally researched the frickin' Perkins School. Like, man, I researched like how they went about things, like what they did to train the people with their dogs and all this. And I researched that as a young teenager. I would get books about Perkins. I would look it up online, and I would research it. Really, I even researched what would be a good way for a child to go blind later in life. And I came up with he actually had a firecracker blow up in his face that caused him to go blind. It was a quite intricate story. It literally, I think I was up to like chapter 23 at that point. And they were short chapters, mind you. This would have been a children's book, like a young adult book that point. But like I wrote that story, and I wrote a story about a smuggling pirate, and I wrote an entire story about a boy that lived during the Revolutionary War. And I mean chapters and chapters of this stuff. And I had it for years, and it was on my computer till one day my sister dropped my computer out of her lap and erased my hard drive. And there went. I had hard copies, but I had done edits and hadn't printed it recently, so it was all lost, and I was heartbroken. Hey, if you guys really want to see something funny, turn on the captions on YouTube videos or streams and see what Google comes up with. Oh my God, it is funny. There's actually a lot of people I watch who have captioning done special for their videos because of what Google thinks they say. It's hilarious. We used to, when I worked at the call center, we had a TV up because we took calls for the Home Shopping Network, basically. And the subtitles on that were just hilarious because they were nowhere near correct. And it was like on Saturday mornings, we always sat there and just like completely laughed our heads off because it was hilarious watching those subtitles. But yeah. See, I'm funny because when it comes to subtitles, Zelly we have we have 5 different profiles on our Netflix, but we have 3 different ones we watch. We have Andrew's, mine, and Zelly's. And then we have the kids. Zelly's is basically a kid's one. But on hers, she has subtitles turned on for everything. On mine, I do not. Now, while I sometimes have trouble understanding what they're saying, if subtitles are on the screen, I just read the subtitles and completely miss what's going on in the video. And it's so annoying. So annoying. But like when it comes to my sister and I happened upon Much Ado About Nothing several years ago. The one with Denzel Washington, Keanu Reeves, Kenneth Branagh, Emma Thompson, Kate Beckinsale, all that. Fantastic movie. Totally recommend it. But they actually are speaking the language the way that Shakespeare wrote it. It's literally basically taken from the book or the poem or whatever the heck it is. I'm not even sure at this point. But we started watching it with subtitles, and it was extremely hard for me because I would focus on the subtitles so that I could catch what all they're saying. But in the end, it was more confusing for me. And I actually am really good at picking up what Shakespeare means. Like I did unit studies and things on Romeo and Juliet, and actually like my sister, who was our English teacher, she made us literally read Romeo and Juliet, and every so often we had to write basically a summary in modern language what it meant by certain things. And so I learned to understand that very well. And so I can watch Much Ado About Nothing and know exactly what's going on and being said because I understand it. Whereas like Zelly would not, Andrew would hate it, but I love it. That's cold. So yeah. I'm tired, guys. I'm tired, but I am determined to not. I want to get to bed at a decent time tonight. I would like to be in bed by midnight and asleep right around then. We'll see if that actually happens. Daddy and I have been watching, or Daddy has been watching a lot of NCIS. This is the first time he's actually watched all the way through. He actually stopped watching it at one point because it got weird, according to him, but he's been watching it all the way through. And I he has been watching several without me, and I just missed the episode. I came in at the end of the episode where Abby is leaving. So I have to go back and rewatch that. But I am smoking way too much of this. Why is that tastes really burnt? I love the story on this one, Becoming a Diaper Boy, Chapter 1. I actually was writing an AB story at one point. I actually still have the booklet that it's in. I had this like leather bound book, and I was actually writing a story. And I would love to get back into it because I really enjoy writing. But I feel like a lot of the AB stories are just so off the wall. Like I was writing one that was a little more realistic to my life. Basically somebody who was incontinent. Basically it was my story. And I would really like to do it again. And I've always kind of wanted to do like a autobiography type thing. But yeah, the one story that I actually really liked, I read it on A-Disc many, many years ago. And it was like Lab 52 or something like that was the name of it. And it was a long story and lots of chapters. And God, I loved that one. And that one was one of the first and really good ones I read. And I know there's another series of stories on that from there that Andrew loved and were very instrumental in his life. Oh, my TV just decided to kind of turn itself off. So there we go. I really should get back into that, but my reading is primarily done through audiobooks. And I love audiobooks. Not currently. I was listening to the Sword of Truth series. I am on, I think, book 5 or 6 at this point. But I have to get it from the library, and they didn't have it in. So I have to, now that Andrew figured out how to get the MP3, and I have to basically rent the MP3 version of it. And, but now that I stream a lot, when I have been doing so much streaming during my sewing that, I like both. But I think there's sometimes where I just want to sit and listen, and I need to pick that up. I would really like to finish the series this year. That would just I would love it. Because it's a really good series. If you guys need a good series of book to read and you like fantasy, read the Sword of Truth series. It's fantastic. They actually did a movie or a TV show based on the books, but are so stinking different. Called The Legend of the Seeker. And I still have that one still has a special place in my heart because my sister and I really liked that show and watched it together. So it'll always have a special place in my heart, even though it's completely different from the book. Completely different. But I need to find out where I put my e-cig cord. We did have a great holiday. I got some gifts that are actually kind of like, why did you get me this? But at the same time, it's like they were doing their best. I'm not sure. I don't even know if they have the rights at the moment for the rest of them. But they're usually a good season behind. I know season 15 is what it goes up to on Netflix. But another good one is The Ranch. That one is a good show. They took a turn though with this last season, and I'm not sure how it's gonna go. Because we were watching it over the Christmas holiday. We watched a lot of it. Do you like sci-fi audiobooks? I love sci-fi in general. It depends on the book. It really depends on the series and the book. The cat just came back. Sorry. I like fantasy a lot. I like, there are some sci-fis that I really like. But I've not read a ton of sci-fi recently. I'm always up for some I'm always up for some good book suggestions. But my book series that I want to finish the book series I'm doing, The Sword of Truth, and then there's another one that I think I want to try looking for. I forget what it's called. I'd have to figure out who somebody was listening to it. Now I want to listen to it. But Andrew's favorite books are like he loves Tom Clancy. He absolutely loves them. He loves a lot of different both he loves sci-fi and he also loves like fantasy type things. He loves Brad Thor, he loves Tom Clancy, he loves or Clive Cussler, whoever it is. The Clive Cussler books he loves. Sword of Truth series is one of his favorites. I think he actually owns like every one of the books pretty much in that series, but he loves Terry Goodkind in general, his books. Her, I don't know. I think it's a guy. But there's a lot of books. I used to listen to back in the day when we were not into the secular field as much. I used to watch the Left Behind or listen to the Left Behind books on tape. I actually read them all and listened to them all. I loved Jerry B. Jenkins. All those. What was her name? Oh, what was her name? There was one author that I loved. She did a lot of criminal investigation / romance novels, and I loved her. But I don't know. I like a lot of different books. Yeah. I use Audible a lot. I did at least. I would love to do an Audible subscription again. And I may convince Daddy of that this year. We'll see. Because I have all my books. You can keep the books once you buy them with your credit, you can keep them. And I would love to do that. Paris Anthony. The Honor Harrington books by David Weber. You might like. The first two are on Kindle. I don't have Kindle. I know there was a book series I wanted to read, and I can't think of what it was. I totally just did a my mom thing. Who do I like? I would love to I love listening to dramatized versions of them as well, so long as they're not abridged in any way, shape, or form. But I do also like. Okay, so something that bugs me about Audible, mildly, and audiobooks in general, is if you have a series and it's read by more than one author. Drives me bonkers. Excuse me, that was gross. It drives me bonkers. Like that's something that the Sword of Truth series did. I think the first two books were by the same person, and then they switched it up, and since then it's been like a different voice each time. And it's like it's hard because it changes the way things are for them. To add on audio for them are like $1.99. I would also love to read the Divergent series. I haven't read the books. I've only seen the movies, and the movies are fantastic. So I would love to read those. I would love to listen to the Hunger Games again. I have the Hunger Games books, and I read the books, but I have not listened to them in a long time. The Inner Sanctum, The Shadow, Superman, the old radio shows are really cool. I used to read a lot of Ted Dekker books. The Circle series is a really good series. While it is, yes, a Christian author, it's still a cool series. I really liked that series because the series is literally a circle. The one book, there's red, white, there's black, red, white, and green, I believe. And I think it's green can either be the beginning of the series or the end of the series. And it's freaking awesome. I always wanted them to do a movie off of that. Ted Dekker was a huge one that I read all the time. Who else? I think Ted. What was cool about Ted Dekker's is a lot of his books had connections to them, to the other series, and it was really cool. I'd be willing to read his stuff again. But yeah, it's hard when you can't just read a book. Like I would love to just be able to sit down and read, but I have not been able to do that since my seizures happened. Like I can't even. That's one reason I watch videos so much on YouTube is because they are video. And it's like I don't sit there reading, listening, or when I sit down and read a book now, it's very like my brain cannot stay, like it can't, read back or across and then down. It's like I keep reading the same thing over and over again. The Dresden File books, I have heard of those. James Masters, and are they fantastic? Okay. Um, come on, what is the series that I wanted to read? I think it was one Jazza recommended, and it sounded really interesting. Huh, I don't know. I don't know. One thing I want to do this year, guys. I've worked with clay before. I'm really good at working with clay, and I love it. But Spike from oh yeah, yes, I love him. He is amazing, and I love Buffy and Angel. Those are two of my favorite shows. I need to watch through them again. But something I want to do this year is do more clay work. One of the main things I want to do is I want to make a model of Milo, like a clay model of Milo. And I'm really excited about doing that, but I have to really sit down and do it. And I think that's one video I will do for art stuff is make my model. I've started recording. I recorded myself drawing not drawing necessarily, but inking my reference for myself. And so yeah, but that's why I want to do. I have one video I'm going to do is coloring with the pencils I got for Christmas. They're literally sticks with colored lead in them, and they're so cool. And I'm going to do a video on on coloring with those. Like I'll just print out either one of my artworks or print out something. And I'm getting really weird right now. Um, hmm. Oh my god. He did a whole series on different aspects of characters of God, basically. So he did death, he did gay. Cool. Okay. I think I'm absenting, guys. Hang on, let me text Andrew just to let him know. All right, there we go. I sent the text to him just to let him know. I need to what? Oh, need to go. Yeah, I know. I think I'm absenting a little bit. I think that's kind of why I started feeling weird. Tell them you need to see them. You mean my doctor? Where's my e-cig fluid anyway? I don't know what I did with it. I put it somewhere to. Oh, it's over here. I had it over here somewhere. There it is. I was warming it up. Okay. All right. There's that. Uh, you mean Andrew? Yes, reading does the same thing to me when I used to read. I would sit on my recliner chair in the house and I would just read and I'd fall asleep. Um, Now I don't need Andrew home. I just need to let him know that it's possible that's what's going on. Um, Zelly will be home before too long, anyway. But with unless I'm like actually tonic clonic seizing, um, and partial seizing and things like that that actually physically limit me, make it so I can't walk anymore by myself. That's the problem. But there's not much I can do right now. He's at work. He's out in Eudora. So he can't I can't have him just pop home. I'm okay. This just means I stay on the couch. Instead of, go in the sewing room or whatever I was gonna do. But yeah. All right. I think that also just made me really tired. It's really weird because like absent seizures are my least intrusive version of seizures, but they still make me like just as exhausted as if I had an actual like tonic clonic or type of seizure. But they make me like super duper tired, and it's weird because it's literally like just me kind of blacking out for like a few seconds. I mean, usually it lasts less than a minute. It's usually like 15 to 30 seconds. Um, well, or that's what I've been told. But they make me super tired, and they're usually a precursor to other seizures. So I don't want that to happen, but I'm not surprised. I did a lot yesterday, so I won't be surprised if my body kind of freaks out today. It's very common. I also just got over my period, or got done with my period, which means seizures are more likely to happen during then. Um, and like I said, I usually go about 2 months in between seizures. I have yet to make it longer than that. Um, I mean, that's way better than when I was having them literally every day. And there are times, like usually once a seizure cycle starts, it kind of happens that I'll have a few days of seizure activity, like, but you know, um, But yeah, it starts making me feel really out of it. So, which kind of is annoying because I really wanted to like draw or color or something today. And now I won't be able to. Also, I've been really having a lot of asthma issues, and that's annoying because then I have to do my breathing treatments, which makes me super shaky, like super duper shaky, because albuterol is a stimulant, and it's just like also stimulants. Sometimes those lower my seizure threshold. Um, I could maybe I'm not. Oh, I know why I feel that way. Maybe I'm not absenting. Maybe I'm just loopy because I am pain meds are kicking in. That's probably what it is. And the pain meds also lower my seizure thresholds as well, so it could be a combination of both. No, I honestly am probably just gonna watch TV. Oops. But I really wanted to do stuff like I have a lot of sewing projects I have to do this way. You're okay as you're coming on. You okay as you're coming on. No, don't, no, 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 no. Leave it there, Netflix. Stupid thing. What do you mean, Skip? I'm not sure what you mean. But oh, I don't know. It's either that or I'm having pain meds kick in. It could be both, but the fact that I'm feeling the numbness is probably pain meds, which will make me really loopy. That is probably what it is. I forgot that I took pain meds a little while ago. It's probably the pain meds are just kicking in and I'm getting kind of high and loopy. The telltale thing of like one of the telltale things of if I'm having a seizure is if I start like chewing. Um, like I'll bite. I kind of like do that. I know that's one of my signs that a seizure is starting, but I mean, it's weird, but I always feel like I need to just bite on my tongue or bite on things. Um, but I think it's just the pain meds kicking in. I totally forgot about that. I get really loopy when pain meds kick in. The Lortab does not do much for the pain, but it definitely still makes me loopy. Um, hopefully I am okay and I don't have to like go to the ER for pain or anything like that because that's a pain in the butt. Um, so, but that will also the pain meds also kind of lower the breathing amount, like they lower your respirations. Um, I know at one point when I was in the hospital, I was on so many pain meds that I was literally only taking a breath like every 10 seconds. And they're like, "Whoa." All right, see you later, Ricky. I'm sure we'll see you in Discord. Um, but yeah, it also lowers the respirations, and it's with asthma issues, it can kind of make it feel like I'm a little short of breath, and that my breaths are like bigger and, you know. But I think it's just pain meds kicking in. The funny thing is with me, because I've been taking pain meds like every night for the last ever for a while. I mean, I was taking them around the clock for a while, and then I ran out of those ones, so I am now taking them when needed, and um, they haven't really been kicking in that well, but that's because I take them without eating or something like that. But I ate 2 pieces of pizza and some breadsticks before I took meds today, so that means they're going to absorb well. And that's kind of how it happens. Like, I can take pain meds, and sometimes they won't kick in until everything moves down. And once it moves down, um, they'll kick in. And the same thing happens with alcohol. Like I can drink several beers, and until I poop and um, oh, I did pause. It could be either one. I'm not that worried at the moment because I'm not feeling seizure like right now. Usually I get a weird tightness in my shoulder and my arm ahead of time, or I'll feel like really I am definitely high as a kite right now though. That is funny. I make myself laugh when I'm high. I can feel that I'm high because like now it's like I'm getting that weightless feeling in my body and all this stuff. It's like woo. Um yeah. But yeah, it's funny. It's funny. But I have a kitty, guys. I have a kitty that keeps me company, and the bird is quiet right now. The kitty's quiet. My house is quiet. It's nice. I haven't had quiet lately. But I'm super excited because I really want to get back into work and sewing and creating and things like that. So I am happy about that. Doing art. I'm going to be doing a lot of art this year. So, but I'm really excited about that. That's cool though. I have to get a new wallet or make a new wallet. I have tried making wallets in the past and I have not happened upon one that I like. Yet, but I need a new wallet because you guys are going to laugh at this. And I've learned my lesson. In my wallet, I generally keep my birth certificate and social security card just on the off chance that I need it if I go into the hospital or something like that, which I've never needed it for that before. But that being said, we don't have a file cabinet here that we have good places to store important documents. I know Andrew has a fire safety lockbox somewhere that I will probably put those in from now on. But I kind of washed my wallet with everything in it and flipped out for a minute because I'm like, oh shit, there goes my social security card and my birth certificate. But because I have a leather wallet and it stayed pretty tight and not a lot of water got into the wallet pockets itself. While my stuff got wet, it didn't bleed anything. It didn't ruin any of the ink or anything on the paper. So the documents were all safe. But that being said, I already needed a new wallet because my wallet used to be a phone case wallet combo. Back when I had a Galaxy S4, the first phone I got when I moved to Kansas. So I definitely need a new wallet, and I'm gonna probably make one because fun. So that's probably I need to search for some wallet patterns. So yeah, but that'll be cool. But now I gotta find a place to keep all my stuff until I get that wallet done. But yeah. All right. It has been an hour and 20 minutes. I am probably gonna go watch TV for a bit. Let this high kind of do its thing because I know Zelly's gonna be home before too long, unless they decided to do D&D longer, which is fine. But I am probably gonna go chill and watch TV for a little bit, and it's like I was in slow motion. Huh. It could be. It could have been a seizure. Pain meds can lower my threshold for seizures. But I will I'm probably gonna watch TV. If I fall asleep, I fall asleep. I'm just gonna be sitting here pretty much. Um, so yeah. But you guys are awesome. Sorry if I freaked any of you out by my possible seizure. But I will be around. If I decide to do some crafty stuff later, I will definitely hop back on and stream while I do that. But people are going to be home before too long, and it gets really confusing for me to stream when they're all home. Like it's okay if it's just Zelly, but with Andrew, it's with both of them home. It's just like So, but I will see you all later. Thank you so much for stopping in and saying hi. I've missed you guys, and you guys are all awesome. And I will see you later or on Discord. Bye, guys.